Bert Allen here, chatting Dangerous Game, The Legacy Murders, and other fun projects with the director, massive Hollywood director, Sean McNamara, and one of the stars, Jon Voight. Two names I never thought I would say ever, but thank you both so much for your time today.
Nice to be with you, Brett.
Yes.
Good to be with you.
And the most wonderful thing, Brett, is we're catching Sean up in looking for locations for this new film, because he never pauses. He just goes from one to the other. And
That's right.
This is an exciting thing to see his face. I know what he's going through. We're interrupting his work, you see?
It's all good.
This is a portrait of a man who's at work.
That's right.
Yeah.
Another horror film.
Yeah, no, I know. I the fact that you both are just so busy, and I know we have a limited amount of time here, so we'll just dig right in. This film, I had an opportunity to watch a screener of this, and I have to say, it is one of the most interesting and fascinating thrill rides that I've seen in a long time. Jon, we'll start with you. I have to ask, what interested you in the project? Because you've done so many amazing things. What sort of attracted you to it and made you decide that this was something that you wanted to dedicate your time to as an actor and storyteller?
Well, it's such a grotesque character that I guess I'm, drawn to danger. I don't know what it is. I mean, I actually initially said, I don't want to do this thing. And then I talked to Sean, and you can see his face. I mean, he's such a beautiful, welcoming figure, do you see? And then he started talking to me about the piece, and he was so excited. It became contagious, and I said, okay, I'm in.
And for you, Sean, I mean, we could be on here for hours talking about your body of work and the projects that you've been involved in. But as a director and producer, writer, and a storyteller as well, what attracts you to a project? I mean, obviously you're working right now, as Jon pointed out, you're scouting locations. So what is a negotiable or non-negotiable for you when you even decide you want to take on a project?
Well, a couple of things come at once. Usually there's a script, and if the script grabs you in a certain way or makes you think or go, I haven't done anything like that, that's the first thing. And then I always ask, who do I get to work with? Like, who could we get on this movie? And very early on, Jon was it. And it was like, when he said yes, I just knew we were going to have a lot of fun. And we were both a little like, this is something, I mean, Jon has done a far bigger body of work than I've done, but I was like, this is going to be very new for me. I've done family films before, but not family films like this. But when you bring Jon Voight into it, it just opens up all the possibilities.
Yeah, you see
the level of actors that are going to work around
him.
Yeah.
You see, he's blaming me for this. You see, Brett.
And
he's blaming me for coming into this. You see.
I like it. Well, I am excited for people to see this.
Draws.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm excited for people to watch this. I think people are really going to enjoy it. And you both, again, I mean, both of your bodies of work are spectacular. And I think people...
Brett, we should say that it's not for the weak of heart. I mean, it's going to be a disturbing, horror picture. It starts out as a whodunit, and then it turns into a, quite horrific. And so it's one of those pictures that if you take a person, every couple, I say this many times, I say, every couple has a person who's a little more sensitive than the other. And that person is going to look at the screen and say, oh no, like that, you see. And then the other one will put his arm around he or she and say, don't worry, dear, it's going to be fine. It brings people together, you see.
Yeah, well, horror movies, when I think of a good film to bring families together, I definitely think horror films, getting together on the couch and spilling popcorn and having jump scares. This is a fantastic cast, of course, Jon and everybody else that's involved with it. But Jon, my question is, again, for you, what is kind of the hope when you are working on a project or doing something? Because I mean, again, the list is quite long, that that you're looking to give viewers. Like, is there something that you go, okay, this is something for me that I feel is important as an actor and as a storyteller? I know you're drawn to the dangerous. Of course, Mickey Donovan comes to mind right offhand. But what do you look for in particular? What is one thing that you want to go for in a script?
Most of my focus is on the story. Where's it taking an audience? And if I think they can enjoy it, and get something out of it, that's really it's a storytelling thing. So you take the beginning, middle, and end, and you give them something. And when people say, "Oh, you've given me so much joy," that makes me feel so wonderful, because that's what you're trying to do, trying to share something fun with the audience.
And for you, Sean, I know we talked about, for you, it's a script, and as who can you cast? Those are all important things. But in this realm of storytelling that we've talked about, what is something that's important to you just as a storyteller in general? Like, what is it? Obviously, the script is important, because that's what's going to help carry a film. But for somebody who's worked on so many different types of projects, like, what do you look for? Just, I mean, what's important to you as a storyteller in general?
Well, I think I love going to the movies. If I could go to movies and just get paid for it, I would do that. So when I read the script, I'm looking for the same thing. Does it move me? If it's a comedy, do I laugh? If it's a drama, do I, cry? And so when I read this, it was even reading, it was like, oh my gosh, like, I cannot believe that we're going to do this. And it was like, ooh, this will be fun. We're going to do this. So it moved me, like, emotionally. And it scared me, because you're right, I have never done anything like this, but it just has to move me. And, I wasn't scared by it, but I was scared, like, what is the reception going to be? I've never done a film like this. So I'm so excited to have an audience come and see this.
Yeah, I think people are just going to really enjoy it. And especially in this day and age where there is so much content for people to choose from and to watch. I mean, I was counting like 20 some different streamers recently. It's crazy, the access that we have to entertainment. Well, one last question for both of you. Again, having worked on so many projects, Jon, if there was a character that you have played over the years that you could resurrect at some point and bring back, whether it's in the same storyline or a different universe, is there one in particular that you can nail down in this conversation?
Well, that's an interesting question, Brett. Obviously, it sets me thinking, but I've been very fortunate in my career to do so many things that I really felt we achieved something, that the character came full, and the audience, the director helped and created a beautiful piece that people really cherished. So I don't have any one, but I'm very grateful for one piece. I'll just tell you one little thing. The thing that gave me the longevity of my career was playing Oscar Mannheim in Runaway Train.
Yeah.
Because no one really to that point thought I could go into that direction, into this darker direction, or, play the rough character, and I cherish that moment, because it gave me the possibility of doing all sorts of things, and probably this too, that people didn't see me going in this direction, but because of some of my past work, they just, wouldn't put this aside. They would say, well, Jon could do this, And the other thing about this film, I just want to say, it was such a pleasure working. It's always a pleasure working with Sean McNamara. And you can tell from this little interview what a delightful person he is to be with. I mean, just to look at that beautiful face of his, And what you don't see on the screen is he's huge. He's like, he's a giant guy. And we had, we have a friendship. And I think he's done a brilliant job with this piece. It's just brilliant.
Very much agreed. Well, Sean, as we wrap here for you, again, your body of work is massive. Any one particular project, if you had the opportunity to revisit or to recreate or maybe continue the story? Is there one thing?
I think we lost him.
Did we lose him?
Well, maybe. I
Well,
heard here's-
like John said, I mean, I love all my films. But I just completed a film that's now in post-production called Reagan.
Yes.
That John is in, and one of the great things, I wish I could do that again, because John is a story guy, and so he looks at his character as part of it. He really gets into that. But the fun thing for me is to collaborate with him on the story of a whole movie, and he makes it great. And I'm just so proud to work with that. And John just had the opportunity to see like kind of the locked picture of Reagan the other day. And it just warms my heart that the goes, okay, it's there. We've got something special. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Well, very exciting. Again, it's been an honor chatting with both with you.
Did you hear any of that?
We did. Yes, we got it. It's great.
It's great. I didn't hear any of it.
Oh, the beauty of technology. Well, be sure to catch this film, A Dangerous Game, of course, and Reagan coming out soon or soon-ish. John and Sean, it's been a pleasure chatting with both of you. Thank you so much for your time.